Hey everybody out there in Hot Rod Land, it's Phil coming to you once again from Carcraft Classics. Today we're spotlighting this beautiful Ford Mustang GT. But before we get started with that, for any of you maybe watching one of my videos for the first time, this is Carcraft Classics. We're located at 321 Canton Road. We're in Cumming, Georgia, about 30 miles north of Atlanta, about 40 minutes north of the airport. Number for the shop is 470-239-4977. Again, my name is Phil. I'm the owner here, and my cell number is 770-317-1415. We can also be reached via email at carcraftclassics@gmail.com. And be sure to visit us on the web at carcraftclassics.com. We're all over social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram. Of course, we have our own YouTube channel. And we'd love for you to subscribe to the channel if you're into classic cars and trucks and wheel and tire packages and neon signs and cool hot rod novelty items we sell from time to time. Please, if you're into those things, subscribe to our channel. Give us a thumbs up down below. It really helps with exposure for small businesses like mine. I'd appreciate it. All right, so this is a beautiful, I think, 6th generation Mustang. Of course, we all know that love the classics. They started back in 1965, and this is a 2018 model. If you do subscribe to my channel, or if you watched any of our videos, you know that we specialize in classic cars and trucks, mostly pre-87 stuff. So you might be asking yourself, why am I looking at a 2018 Mustang? Well, from time to time, I buy a late model hot rod for me to cruise around and have fun with, and then we put it out there. If somebody wants to buy it, fine. If not, keep it at the shop and we drive it on sunny days. This particular car was purchased locally from a couple in Woodstock, and they bought the car to show the car. They belong in the Mustang Club, the local Mustang Club, and they did some tasteful upgrades. Overall, mechanically, you're looking at a stock factory Ford Mustang 2018 model, but they did some aesthetic upgrades, which I'll go over with you as we proceed through the video. But just a little background on this generation Mustang. It started in 2015, this body style, which was a really nice upgrade. Much better lines, much more of a contemporary look, from the headlights to the taillights. This thing is just bad to the bone. What did they do new for that generation? They lowered the car, I think, 1.5 inches. They widened the car 1.5 inches, so it had more of that Pro Touring style stance to it right from the factory, wider and lower. And everybody loved it. These are all over the road, but I picked this car for myself because I love the little appearance changes that again, the previous owner did. We'll go over those as we proceed, like I said, through the video. But in 2018, along with the other 6th generation Mustangs, they upgraded the power on this car. A lot of people aren't aware, but I did a little research, and it's pretty high horsepower for a 5.0 Mustang. This thing's got 460 horsepower factory. Again, there's been no mechanical changes to the engine, the transmission, etc. It's a 5.0, 460 horsepower. I'm not sure the torque. I'm guessing it's probably 480, 490, something like that, foot-pounds of torque. But I'll tell you what, this thing can get up and go. We all see those Mustang videos out there with guys leaving car shows and spinning out. I could see why. I mean, this thing definitely has more power than you need. And as far as changes that I've made to the car, I haven't done anything. I put 2 rear tires on it. They are staggered setup. I did do the 2 rear tires recently and balanced them out and all that stuff. So you're ready to go with rubber. Front's got a little wear to it, but they're fine. But that's really all I've done other than drive it, and my son came in last week to detail it. But the car was as beautiful as it sits right now when I got it. I haven't done much to it at all. So these Mustangs are commonly referred to, this generation, as the S550 Mustangs. Something else I learned doing research on this particular car. And here is the legendary 5.0 Mustang, which I believe is the 302. How they get 460 horsepower out of that thing, I don't know. Someone mentioned to me that they revamped the fuel injection system for 2018, but I'm not 100% sure on that. All I know is, man, this thing can get up and go. So of course, it's got all the creature comforts we want in a newer car. It's got power steering, it's got air conditioning, it's got four-wheel disc brakes, power disc brakes. It's a refined car, belongs on the racetrack, but luckily Ford lets us own these on the street. This thing is tons of fun to drive. So some of those aesthetic upgrades that the previous owner made before I got the car include this shock tower brace. Super cool. It says Mustang GT in the center. Painted in like a metallic silver. Also, you see these little inserts on the plastic engine cover here. They popped those out and painted those blue to match the stripe that's on the car. Super cool look when you pop the hood. Again, they bought this car to show it. And it's just got, when I got it, it had 44 or 43,000 miles. And now it's got like 45, I think. We'll check when we get inside. But in that neighborhood. They didn't put many miles on the car at all. It's already, what, 5 years old, and it still doesn't have even 50,000 miles. Just a killer front end. Let me get that hood down. So again, fuel injected 5.0, and as you'll see when we get inside, it's got a 6-speed manual transmission. Just a killer combo. This car, out of control. Love it. Super fun to drive. Bug, you gotta go. All right. So again, bought this for my personal use, and I've had a lot of fun with it. But now it's going to be for sale. So another one of those subtle upgrades that the previous owner did was this blue stripe. I believe it's like a wrap. Got a very small chip right. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but it's got, take my word for it, it's got a small little chip in the blue. But overall, the front end's in really great shape. You know, cars that you drive every day, these daily drivers can get chipped up quite a bit, you know, from the road. But again, this was not used as a commuter vehicle, so the front end is in great shape. It does have a few chips, but not terrible. Definitely a well cared for vehicle. You can see a few chips in the hood there, small, very small chips that I touched up with white touch-up paint. Back in the day, Mustang, Ford used to call the Mustang white. We used to call it Wimbledon white. So we'll see. I have the window sticker inside, so we'll take a look at that and see what they're calling it in 2018. Killer look. Love the scoops in the hood that they put for the Mustang GT. I tell you, Mustang GTs had like 210, 220 horsepower, I believe, back in the day, you know, back in the 80s, the Fox bodies. And we used to think those things were just the fastest cars around. I remember the police used to drive them on the highways. The Georgia State Patrol used to drive those on the highway, and we just thought they were the fastest things out. But this thing will eat them for lunch. Everything's in perspective though, right? You know, back in the day, a lot of things have changed. So we went from a 220 horsepower to 460. This thing hammers. So you can see across the bottom, kind of like the GT 350 back in the day. They matched the blue stripe, put that down at the bottom along the rocker panel. And you can see the car definitely has a lower stance. One of the changes, again, the previous owner did was they lowered this car, I think, 1 inch front and rear with I-box springs. It was professionally lowered. No hack job here. Love the blue stripe. And the blue calipers painted to match. These wheels were for the, let's see, the GT Performance Pack car. So these were not the factory Mustang wheels. They are Mustang wheels, but again, they came on the GT Performance Pack. Let's see what size they are. Let's see, what does that say down there? 255 40 18. And let's see in the back. We've got to 65, 40, 19. So again, like I said, they're staggered. Love the black with the white. The contrast is killer. Love the look. Those are Nitto soft compound tires. They call them the NT 555 tires. Again, 19 in the rear, 18 in the front. Trunk is spotless. Don't think this thing has seen much action at all. It's in great shape. I did run the Carcraft, which is odd for me because we focus primarily on the classic cars and you can't pull Carcrafts on those, but this one you could. And I think when they first bought it, an old lady bumped them in the rear and they repainted that bumper cover. But other than that, you know, the car's been in no serious accidents. There's no salvage designation on the title, no rebuilt or anything like that. The car is immaculate. The car is in excellent shape. Exhaust wise, we all know, whether you like Fords or you don't, it's hard to dispute the sound. Mustangs are the best sounding cars on the road in my opinion. And this one they had done the resonator delete. It's not a Borla exhaust, it's not aftermarket or anything, it's a factory exhaust from what I understand. But again, they did a resonator delete, so it really sounds good. I'll fire it up for you in just a minute. But again, you can see it has a little bit more of an aggressive stance because of the eye-box spring replacement. They put those lowering springs on there and it come down, I think, an inch in the front and an inch in the rear. Doesn't rub at all, not even when I hit dips or turn the wheel on unlevel ground or anything like that. Some of those problems we run into with the classic cars and trucks, but not with this car. And you could tell those eye-box springs were made for this car. They're not just general lowering springs. They went in right, and they're not adjustable, but you're not going to need to adjust them. Crisp white paint. It's got light window tint, that like cobalt blue stripe on the hood, on the roof, on the trunk lid, and then along the rocker panels on both sides. Combine that with those GT Premium pack wheels or performance pack wheels, and you got a wicked looking car going down the road. Yeah, there are a lot of Mustangs out there, but few of them look this good. One of the other changes that the previous owners made was they took the badges off. They had the chrome ones and they went with the black to match the wheels. Love it. Glass is good. I mean, there really is no issue with this car at all. Not mechanical, not appearance wise. I mean, this thing has no issues at all. So it's your chance to buy a lightly used, well cared for S550 Mustang that just rips. I'm telling you, this thing is so fun to drive with that 6-speed manual. As I mentioned, the glass is good. I know another thing they did for the S550 generation, the 6th gen Mustang, was they lowered the level of the deck lid, the rear deck lid, just to give it that performance look with the short lowered deck lid and the long front end. And the Mustang introduced that back in the mid-60s, and that look is timeless. Of course, it's got my dealer plate on it because I'm driving it. Mileage will go up, but I don't drive very much. I'm close to the shop, so it won't go up much. Anybody that's been thinking about getting themselves a Mustang, get a nice discount on this one versus buying a new one, and you're certainly going to stand out from the crowd with subtle upgrades that we've been discussing. Make this car stand out, baby. This thing is sweet. All right, let me give you a peek inside. Actually, let me look on the passenger side first because I wanted to show you something. I have the owner's manual, of course, right there, sitting in the glove box there. I've got this little mileage sticker that was on the window when it was purchased new. And then I've got the window sticker for the car. All right, so I know a lot of guys and gals like to have the original paperwork. So that's what I've got on this. I don't have anything else. But it's been well maintained, as you can see. Sorry about the shadows. I will take still shots, probably 60, 70 still shots of the car, and they'll be up on our website in the next, I don't know, couple days. And we'll make sure there's no shadows there. Killer looking car. Door panels, everything's in excellent shape. The car's barely broken in. Rockers, not all scratched up from getting in and out. Car's been well maintained. And hopefully you can see that. That carbon fiber was added by the previous owner as well. Super nice, doesn't look cheap. It's no AutoZone special. I mean, it looks like it went with the car. It really looks nice, the carbon fiber. And there's the factory carbon fiber. Came with the car, the dash. It's got the embroidered floor mats, 5.0. Power windows, power locks, it's got everything. Of course, I showed you the V8. Got the 6-speed transmission. But nothing's torn up in here, you know. You can tell, again, not to be redundant, but this car was well cared for. There's the carbon fiber once again on the door panels. That's been added for a nice custom look. Got all the factory stickers. All door sills are in great shape as well. Back seat is in great shape, of course. All the back seats always are. Hardly any time. Nobody's ever sitting back there. But headliner is fine, just like from the factory. Visors are there. One of the cool things that they did, also the previous owner, can't take credit for this one, but they put in that, let's see if I can get this gimbal to cooperate, put in that killer hearse shifter. Let's see if I can get you a better look at that. The hearse shifter. Old school, baby. A beautiful little infotainment center here. Got the phone connected. Traction control buttons, the hazard lights, performance steering settings, of course the AC, etc. Everything's working.
Energy policies.
Everything's working properly. Dash doesn't have a mark on it. AC blows ice cold, of course. We're quite spoiled, all of us, with these new cars. So let's see, what's the exact miles on it right now? 45,497. 45,497. All right. So there's all the gauges. Everything's working. No problems. No marks on the steering wheel. Let's see if I can zoom out. All right. Can't zoom out. But even there's a carbon fiber insert right there for the horn to match everything up. Again, the previous owner put that carbon fiber little panels in here that were made for the Mustang. Looks like factory, but only better. Again, it's got the embroidered 5.0 mats, kick panels, and all the plastic around the doors. Everything's in excellent shape. And one of the things that that bugs people about performance cars today is, you know, the seat where you get in and out. The outside bolsters can get ratted up, you know, from rubbing, getting in and out, you know, especially on the Corvettes, not so much, you know, on the Mustangs, but this one's in great shape. This one has the cloth seats, not the leather, which I prefer. It's easier to clean. It seems to be more durable. Leather may look better. It may sound better to say you have leather seats, but, you know, you get a little damage. They don't hold up as well. They're expensive to replace, and they're ice cold in the winter. I'll pass. I like the fabric seats. All right, let's fire this sucker up so you can stop listening to me and hear something you prefer to hear here. Let's see. Get ready for this. I warn you, this thing is angry. To show you how that seat was holding up. Excellent shape. Nothing's torn. No seams coming apart. Seat's in great shape. Seat's in excellent shape. Good as she looks. ...2018 Mustang S550 GT, baby. What a beautiful car. Again, lowered, got an inch front and rear, I-box springs, 45,000 miles, barely broken in, custom touches. Came from the factory with just white paint. It's got the blue stripe. Got some touches under the hood. Got the GT Performance Pack wheels on it in black. Some brand new back tires. Front tires are good. She is ready to roll. All right, so there you have it, folks. 5-liter V8, 460 horsepower, 6-speed manual transmission, 45,000 miles, ready for the show or ready for the go. Whether you want to drive this thing to work every day or keep it in your garage for sunny days, she is available. And that thing sounds wicked. All right. Again, 2018 model, everybody. My name is Phil. Again, my number is 770-317-1415. Give me a holler if you have any questions or you'd like to make an offer or you want to schedule a test drive. I wanted to check that paint color for everybody. I forgot to do it, so let's get that done real quick. Let's see if it's on here. Don't see it. Flat Rock Assembly Plant. Oxford White, they call it. The interior is ebony cloth with the high back bucket seats, middle console, 6-speed manual. GT Coupe. Love it. I'd definitely buy another one of these. I enjoy this car a lot. A little easier to get into for me as well than the Corvettes. But lots and lots of fun. So again, 770-317-1415 is the cell. Let me know if you have any questions. The car also will come with a clean Georgia title. Again, no rebuilt or salvage crap going on here. This is just a clean title. And the asking price for the car is going to be $32,500. And if you have trouble financing with your local bank, let me know, and we can hopefully get you financed with JJ Best Bank. That's our preferred lender. And if you wanted to customize the car, make some subtle changes, we may be able to help you with that as well. And shipping is available. Anywhere in the lower 48 states, we can put this thing right in your driveway. So feel free to call me from outside of Georgia or inside of Georgia. We can help deliver the car right to you. Again, 2018, 45,000 miles, 460 horsepower V8 with a 6-speed manual. So give me a holler. Let me know what you think. And I sure do appreciate you watching the video. Have a great day. And God bless.